let's go to the sports hotline and welcome into a guy that knows something about football because he played
And preseason.
And preseason. He played for the Dallas Cowboys, New York Giants, and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He was inducted into the Broadcasters Hall of Fame here in Philadelphia in 2012. Let's welcome into the locker room, Beasley Reece. What's up, Beasley?
Hey, things are wonderful. I'm in the Blue Ridge Mountains, and I'm in a bad cell spot, so I'm frozen. I can't move like 1 foot in any direction. How you guys doing?
All right, Beasley. Beasley,
that's down by Appalachian State, isn't it?
Yeah, it absolutely sure is.
That's where my brother Bobby and I played college football at Elise McRae Junior College in Banner Elk, North Carolina, which is about 20 miles down the mountain. Not even 20 miles away from Appalachian State.
There you go.
It's a great time. Beasley, a lot's been made about you had a nice career in the NFL, and I know I'm an old guy, and I'm told that the game has changed and everything. But isn't there something that's being said for the guys trying to make the squad in preseason?
Well, it's more difficult now than at any point in the history of the NFL. When I went to training camp, first of all, we were there for 2 months, and I'm not exaggerating. They brought in 150 or more guys. There were, if you were a wide receiver, you had to fend off 20, 25 guys. Now they just can't afford to bring in that many people, sign that many people. So the competition is more difficult for a new guy to break into a team than at any point in our history. They don't have the time in training camp. We played my first 2 years, I think we played 6 preseason games. So you had the first 2 games was all rookies, all guys trying to make it. It was like a big audition, and then it got more serious as those 6 weeks went on. Today, they don't play enough preseason games for guys to really impress, so they have to make judgments based on practice, and they can't bring in as many guys because of roster limits and rules. It was like the Wild West when I played, and you had to fend guys off, and you had time to impress the coaches.
We're talking with Beasley Reece, former player in the NFL, was with KYW for a long time, CBS in Philadelphia. And Beasley, it was refreshing the other day to see Andre Dillard and Derek Barnett getting into a little scuffle on the sidelines. You used to see that on a regular basis. Guys it's hot. Guys are competing for a job. And like you just said, they're doing whatever it takes to get into the NFL. You don't see that much anymore, but it's refreshing that we did get a glimpse of it.
No, there was a fight every practice, and I have been in 3 of these, not just 2 of these. I've had, the third practice was, shorts and helmets like they practice today, kind of walking through special teams and other specialty units. But the other 2 practices were full pads, full hitting the entire time. So we had a fight. There was a fight every practice. I mean, it got to the point where it wasn't even, it'd be like a fight over in the offensive line group. A receiver and a DB would be tussling over here. It was just no big deal. Today, like you say, it is newsworthy when you see that happen in training camp today. But, listen, it's a lot of pressure, a lot of stress. Guys are trying to make a team, and you get pissed.
Beasley, we're talking with Beasley Reece. Beasley, the players, or especially the offense. I know the defensive players seem to be getting a couple of reps.
Yeah.
You get a couple players asking Coach Peterson, Brandon Graham in particular, that he wanted to play, but they're keeping the offensive guys out. An injury is in my philosophy. If an injury is going to happen, it's going to happen. Whether it's in a controlled scrimmage where the Ravens are coming in this week, or whether it's in a game on Thursday night, during the preseason. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen.
Well, listen, they don't do anything by happenstance. They have statistics that tell them everything today. It's not the game that I played. They know the probability. It's like an insurance actuarial. They know the probability of a guy getting hurt. They try to predict how many plays he can play to reduce the danger. I don't like it, and like I don't know. Now listen, you're gonna get hurt. You're right. It's 100% injury if you play in the National Football League. So I understand, and plus, they were paying me peanuts.
Yeah,
they're paying these guys so much money that the investment is more valuable.
Maybe that's what it is then.
Yeah, I mean, well, obviously it's the money.
How much money, and a lot of that money is guaranteed. See, I had how much money I had guaranteed?
No.
My rookie year, I got a $9,000 signing bonus, and that's all that was guaranteed.
Wow.
Everything else, every other penny was dependent on me staying healthy and staying on the team. They could cut me at any moment. Now, a lot of these guys, millions of their dollars are guaranteed.
Yeah.
So I understand the head coach saying, you know what, we got to be careful. If this guy gets hurt over here, there goes $17 million. I don't care what happens to him the rest of his career. So they have to be careful.
All right, Beasley, this is Bill's brother, Bob. I just want to quit. So what is your take on Wentz not playing in the preseason? What's your take on that?
My take on that is they just gave him a boatload of money, and I wouldn't play him either. He has a history of injuries, but when he plays, he's awesome. So I wouldn't play him. I just think at this point, he's been playing football a long time. I try to simulate game action as best I could, and I would ride with very limited play in the preseason and make sure that he walks week one under center.
All right, Beasley, and you.
Look, I know people don't like it, but I agree with it. I agree with the strategy.
And Beasley, what you're doing now is you're really close to the situation. You're head of the what are you, CEO of the alumni NFL Alumni Association?
Yeah, I'm our group we are advocates for former players. We negotiate health benefits. We don't have health care like some of the other leagues for retired players. So we negotiate health care benefits. I find jobs. I provide, I raise money for funds that help players that are in need, because the guy, I'm an old man, but there's guys older than me that have a pension of, $500 or $600 a month. And if they weren't lucky enough to have a great career where they've got another pension or two, they're in trouble. So health benefits, education, funds for emergency situations. And here's something I'm very proud of. We have 35 chapters around the country. We raise over $1 million a year for children's charities.
That's awesome.
And very proud of the guys for the work that we do. And I am proud to be running the NFL Alumni.
And Beasley, I mean, that's a worthwhile thing that you're doing right now. But it's amazing to me, for such a rough, brutal sport, that the league, which is making millions of dollars, can't take care of their ex-players better than they do.
Well, now let me tell you what we have. We have a patchwork system that the NFL has put together. The NFL Alumni, my group, has put together. There are several other groups like the Gridiron Greats and the professional football players, retired professional football players. So there's a bunch of great groups out there. Most of them have sued the NFL for one thing or another. And with the millions that they won in the lawsuits, for example, one of them provides dental care and vision. So annually, all retired players get $3,000 that they can spend with their dentist any way they please, and it's renewable every year. So that we have health care, sort of. It's a patchwork. I mean, it shouldn't be that way. I shouldn't have to look for, and that's one of my jobs, is to make sure guys know what benefits they have, how to access them, and that's a very big part of my job. That's what I answer those telephone calls all day long.
And I'll tell you, we're
so
just
the league is going to do something in this collective bargaining agreement. I believe we're going to get closer. They're going to raise pensions for those guys that are not getting a lot. I'm very comfortable with Roger Goodell and his overall intentions, and I'm sort of comfortable with DeMaurice Smith and the Players Association, getting what they can get for today's players, getting their fair share, and also looking back at the guys that played, that helped build the game before those guys were born.
All right, Beasley, we got it. We got about 45 seconds left. The Eagles, give us a prediction. What do you think? How do you think the Eagles are going to perform this year? Will Carson Wentz play the whole 16 weeks?
If he plays all 16, there's no reason on this planet why they can't run deep into the playoffs or be back in the Super Bowl. This game is all bounces and luck and who stays healthy, but on paper they're a top certainly a top 5 or 6 team in the NFL on paper. Everybody's got experience. Coaches have experience. Quarterback has experience. They need the right luck and the ball to bounce the right way. There's no reason why this can't be an amazing season.
Well, Beasley, I want to thank you so much for pulling over, finding a hot spot where you can talk to us. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for what you're doing for the ex-players, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thank you so much.
All right. I love being on with you guys. Thanks a lot and good luck.